Wilder Show podcast. I'm Scott. That's Lauren.
Hello.
Hey there. How are you doing over there? Way over there?
I'm okay.
What
Yeah.
time, is it the same time there as it is here?
It still is.
Instagram. Find us on Instagram. You will search Wilder Show Pod, and the first thing you'll notice is this has not been updated in a while. Then you're going to follow it. I guess you wouldn't really probably want to, but you'll follow it and you'll share with your friends, and we would really appreciate that. If you want to send us an email podcast@wildershow.com. Podcast@wildershow.com. The Wilder Show podcast drops Tuesdays and Fridays, 6 a.m. Central Time or before, on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeart, Amazon, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Like, rate, follow, subscribe, and share. I did get a comment. I was wondering about the kid with the glasses and the broom. And
Harry Potter?
The wand.
Uh-huh.
Got a response, and it turns out they did fly on brooms.
They do sit on the brooms?
Yeah,
Okay.
but they also had the brooms to use to bat something
The
away.
little balls.
The whatever.
Right, is it?
And then
yeah.
also sometimes they have a bat that they could use also for some other things.
Wow.
Not to hurt people, but to play a game, I think. So there you go. That's the update on the Harry Potter things. Well, we said that we would give the president 6 months. Mm-hmm. And because quickly everybody said, hey, he said he was going to change things on day 1. It's day 4, and everything's exactly the same.
Eggs still cost a lot.
It's like, dude.
I still can't buy a house.
Those eggs were the same eggs in the store before he was inaugurated. So, well, we said let's wait and let's be fair, and we will reevaluate things on July 20th. So Sunday was the 20th, and this is our first opportunity to chat about it since the 6-month anniversary of Trump's reign of terror. The second
Part
time,
2.
2.0. And so I kind of go through some things, some items.
Oh, you were asking?
Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
sorry. Yeah. I'm going to go through just a few things because what are some of the things we wondered? You mentioned eggs, the price of eggs, the price of gasoline. I think that's something that impacts a lot of people. The price of, let's say, bread, milk, bread, and eggs. The price of milk. The price of coffee. That should get us started.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I do.
Okay, let's look at the price of gasoline. That impacts everybody, right? Mm-hmm. The rich and the poor and all those in between.
Yeah.
The U.S. average regular gas price on January 20th, 2025, the national average, U.S. average, was between $2.98 and $3.14. Now, let's speak specifically to Texas.
Okay.
Because that's us. Texas, that price has dropped. It is 11% cheaper today than it was 6 months ago.
That's pretty good.
So a gasoline, check. Mm-hmm. And actually, if you compare it year to year, like last July because sometimes you have the summer mixes and all the different things that impact the cost of gasoline, it's even better. But 11% from January 20th to now in Texas. 11% cheaper gasoline. And in fact, I think it's a 4-year summer low on the cost of gasoline. We just recently saw that and talked about it. Mm-hmm. Milk. I have no idea. Do you know how much I pay for milk? I pay what it costs.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't.
You don't comparison shop or anything like that?
No, I know the kind.
You know what you like,
well,
and
sometimes
you get it. Yeah.
That's true. Sometimes, though, I'm buying for someone else, and they may like a certain thing.
Yeah.
And so there's really no negotiating. That is the thing. Mm-hmm. And so you buy it. So I pay generally what it costs. But if you're wondering, what about milk? It's remained stable. It has not gone really up or down. It's not really better. It's not really worse. It's pretty stable. Slightly lower, depending on where you are. It's slightly lower here, I think. Let's talk about bread. You buy bread. Well, no, you don't buy bread.
I haven't bought bread in close to a year.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
You make your bread.
I make it, yeah.
I'm wondering, and I'm not being critical, I'm really curious, how much cheaper it is what you make than what you would buy. Or I know it's better. There's no question about that. What you make is much better. than what?
I don't know.
No, it is. What, everybody? It is. Than what you would buy. I'm just wondering about the dollars. I'm just curious, though.
I need to do the math on that.
Calculation.
I've wondered that myself. I've just never taken enough time to
Well, it doesn't
actually
matter.
look at how much the flour costs and measure
down.
it for
Yeah.
cost.
Well, it doesn't matter because your bread is great. Anyway,
Thank you.
bread prices, it's kind of hard to judge. And according to everything I've found, it's kind of hard to judge the public prices nationally of bread. But bread is about $1.92.
Well, and there's so many different kinds
that's
of
the thing.
bread
You have
too.
the fancy bread, the nutty bread, the whatever.
Yeah.
But on average, it's about $1.92, and it's remained stable, so it's
Okay.
not worse. So milk about the same, bread about the same, gasoline better, especially here in Texas. Let's look at eggs. Everybody made a huge deal out of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
He told us he was going to change the price of eggs like day one. It's like the whole weekend now.
Well, he kind of did say that.
I know. No, I know.
And I think he
but
realized
but it's
maybe
like, okay.
maybe of all the things I can do
right.
on day one, maybe that's not one of the things. But we'll work on it.
He was busy ending wars on day one. Oh, wait. That hasn't happened yet either. The price of eggs is down 23%.
Yeah. That's
Significantly.
That's another thing that you can
cheaper.
pay a really the scale. You can pay a lot less for the store brand, non-organic,
This is average, though.
plain
Average,
white
yeah.
eggs. Yeah, but I
so-
would say that I've noticed them
Down.
being lower.
Yeah. Eggs are now about $1.17 cheaper than they were just 6 months ago.
Okay.
So gasoline, down. Eggs, down. Coffee, down.
Okay. Now is coffee about to go up though because of tariffs?
Well, we'll see.
I heard somebody talking about that, and I'm never really sure if that is that really true, or is that just what they'd like to anticipate so they can diss the administration.
What I was looking at was actually the coffee, not to be too complicated, I was looking at coffee bean futures. So we're taking into account the potential tariffs. But
Okay.
even so, it's still down. So coffee prices are down. Butter prices have remained, let's see, it's about $4.87 a pound for butter.
That
And
sounds right.
That's what it was then. It varied January, but it was about the same. So in all the ways, in these ways, I mean, I didn't check cereal. I didn't check frozen, staples, things like that. But in those ways, better. Also have the unemployment rate, which has remained low.
Good.
So, in so many ways, but then you have the psychographic impact of Donald Trump and all that comes with it. And you think, now I'm not even thinking about eggs. I'm thinking about AI Obama being arrested and all kinds of really nonsense and foolishness.
Trash talking
Just-
Stephen Colbert
yeah,
and
good
Jimmy
Lord.
Kimmel.
I mean, come on. Take yes for an answer. You won. Now do something. And he is. He's doing some things, doing plenty of things. But I just want, he does have just, I don't, maybe it's not unique, but it's close. He has a unique ability to sort of snatch, defeat from the jaws of victory.
That's exactly what I
he's-
was thinking.
He's right. He's right there. He's right
Exactly
there.
what I was thinking.
Right there at victory. Just let it
Take
go.
the win.
I mean, it was 2 weeks ago. We were talking about all these accomplishments that had never been done before in the first, whatever it was, 5 months
Mm-hmm.
as president. And even Newsweek, if you want to know sort of, I would say some unbiased, it probably is biased, but Newsweek magazine has put out a thing saying it is the most productive first 6 months since FDR.
Wow.
Pretty
That's
big.
crazy.
I mean, his economic agenda, of all the things that he's been able to push through and get through, you could disagree with them, you can agree with them, but is he productive? Yeah, he's been very productive. And along the way, people say, well, the tariffs are going to do this, the tariffs are going to do that. Well, you know what? I'm not seeing it. I mean, investors aren't seeing it. The people, we saw something just off the air last week. I said, look at this. And it was something like, I guess they're not impacted by the tariffs, these folks that were investing. It's just, boom, going up. Record highs for the stock market and the S&P and NASDAQ.
Do you remember many years ago, many elections ago, I can't remember to whom we were referring, maybe more than one or two candidates, but we used to say, not very presidential. I just can't see him or maybe even her at the time being president because they're just not very presidential.
Well, that's gone out the window.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things now. You have the Epstein thing. You have the Ghislaine Maxwell. You have these new things that are, I don't know. I mean, and I wish of course, I did the first term too. Wish that the president would be more presidential.
Yeah.
He has been most effective when he has simply read smart words or good words from smart people.
Written for him.
And there's no shame in that.
No. How many presidents have done that? All of them.
Well, you don't have to make it better. Your words don't make it better.
Yeah.
It was really well thought out. You don't go a sentence, and in the middle of it, you go off on a rabbit trail and talk about Hillary and the crowd size at the inauguration. And it's like, I mean, come on. You got it all right there. Stay on track, buddy. Like those old cars at Six Flags.
You can throw the wheel all over the place, and it's just staying on the track.
Stay on the track, buddy. Stay on the track. So, I do miss the presidential days, when you count on the president not to, I don't know, before social media turned us all into 14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all just, did so, did not, did so. Did not, he won't stop touching me. It's just, give me a break.
It's not necessarily fair to 14-year-old girls.
Well, noted. Hey, we have to get to the WNBA. Man, this is going to be, I want to be really gentle. That's my nature, Lauren, to be gentle. But I do want to be because there is a good conversation here that has really nothing to do with men and women. Mm-hmm. It is not a male versus female issue.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that in a second, but can I sort of point of personal privilege and a bit of a pain not to bring in the alliteration? Mm-hmm. But there is a study out that is showing great promise. In fact, they call it a breakthrough pancreatic cancer fighter.
Ooh.
Now, my dad died of pancreatic cancer. He was diagnosed on February the 18th of the year that he died, and he died on March the 22nd.
Same year.
Same year. So he had whatever that was.
5 weeks less.
Yeah, about 5 weeks, something like that. And so pancreatic cancer has been is always on my radar. Mm-hmm. It's always in my head. It's many times not even at the back of my head. It's just on my mind. There are lots of things about it. I won't go through everything that I've been able to find out about it, although it's not a lot because they don't know what causes pancreatic cancer, but it is the most deadly in the sense that once you have it, it sort of has you. Anyway, there is a study. I'm not going to go through the whole thing here. If you have an interest in this, just send me an email or send Lauren and me an email to podcast@wildershow.com.
Right.
Podcast@wildershow.com. And it is a study out of Japan. And just in a nutshell, they fermented the stevia. Is it stevia?
Yes.
The stevia leaf extract with something else, and it produced a compound. And in lab tests, the compound killed pancreatic cancer cells but left healthy cells largely unharmed. Now, it's obviously research is still at the very cell culture stage and hasn't even been, tested in animals or humans, but it's promising.
Yeah.
And for somebody who's been looking for something promising for such a killer and a killer of my family, a member of my family, it's worth my attention.
Most
and if you're
definitely.
interested, be happy to send it to you. Send an email to podcast@wildershow.com. Now to the WNBA. Look up the T-shirts. I can't remember exactly what they had. First, this is so bad. There was the ESPY Awards are about all sports, right? The ESPY Awards, and
Yes.
the ESPY Awards were about a week ago. Something
That
like
sounds right.
Mhm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And who was the guy?
Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis.
Mm-hmm.
Shane Gillis was the comedian, and I don't know if you know this or not, but comedians tell jokes, and sometimes those jokes, well, in fact, every joke has a point, doesn't it?
Sure.
So it might be a joke about Aggies, or it might be a joke again with they used to do the Polish jokes, or a blonde joke, or whatever. The drummer in the band. What do you call a guy that travels with the band? The drummer. Okay, so things like that. So every joke has sort of a target, I guess you could say. Well, this guy, Shane, is it Shane Gillis?
It is.
I'm still looking for it. Shane Gillis he's hosting the ESPYs. Now, in the ESPYs, they have everybody there. I mean, they have football players there.
Oh, yeah.
They have baseball players there. They give out the what's the great award? Speaking of cancer, the
Jimmy V.
Jimmy V Award.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all the things. I mean, it's real stuff.
It's a big night.
It's a huge night, and it's not. You don't have to be a sports person to appreciate what they're doing there.
Right.
And they talk about the number one this, the number one team, and all this kind of stuff. And so Shane Gillis is the host, and he says this as he acknowledges an African American woman in the crowd. I mean, you can see her. She's, beautiful, a beautiful smile and perfect hair, and she's waving at the crowd. And so he says of her, 4-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up for Brittany, everybody. And everybody applauds like crazy.
Wow.
After which he says, I'm just joking. That's my wife's friend. I knew none of you knew WNBA players.
That's pretty brutal.
Snap. That is sort of true.
Yeah.
Is that it is not a well-known, except for Caitlin and the Caitlin nemesis.
Yeah.
The nemesis, some of whom had been in the WNBA before she arrived.
For years.
And they weren't necessarily, maybe as well-known as they are today. All I'm trying to say is it's like everybody owes Caitlin Clark for this that they're going through right now. Let me pause for a second because we're going to talk about they want more money. And I'm not against them getting more money, period. I'm not against them getting more money. But why is Caitlin, because we haven't talked about this very much. Caitlin Clark has brought into the conversation about the WNBA things like racism, privilege,
Right.
those kinds of things. And I think it'd be easy to think Caitlin Clark is popular because she's white, and people are giving more attention to the Indiana Fever because they have her on the team and she is white. This is a racial issue. Let me say, absolutely not.
Okay.
There have been other white players, and there are other white
There are
players
now, yeah.
in the WNBA. It has nothing to do with her being white. It has to do with her being great. And let me make a comparison. When Tiger Woods came on the scene in 1997 in the PGA, he just came off of Scottie Scheffler's big win at the British Open, the Open. They don't like you to call it the British Open.
Didn't know.
It's the U.S. Open, but then the other is just the Open. They are the original, so they started 150 years ago.
Wow.
So the Open. Anyway, Scottie Scheffler. So when Tiger Woods came on the scene in 1997, he didn't elevate the game because he was black. He didn't get attention because he was black. He got attention because he was good. Now, the fact that he was different from sort of the normal golfers, most of the golfers, almost all the golfers were white guys.
Yeah.
So, that did get a little bit.
Put a spotlight on him. Yeah.
But then you got to be good.
Sure.
And then once he's good, things go great. So race played no role.
You got to be good, and you got to be interesting. Interesting enough to bring people in who maybe had not been interested in golf before.
And so you have racism did not keep him out, and racism did not elevate him. What elevated him was meritocracy. It was the merit that he was good. Now let's talk about Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
Caitlin Clark is really good. Now, because she looks different than the majority of WNBA players, that does put a spotlight on her. But their attendance being twice what any other team in the WNBA has nothing to do with race. It has to do with the fact that she is good. That's the deal. Now let's talk. What do the T-shirts say that they had over the weekend at the? Nobody even knew that the WNBA All-Star Game was happening. I say nobody. That may be an exaggeration, but
Very
not much.
few.
It was not.
Yeah.
It wasn't known widely.
Right.
Anyway, so what does the T-shirt say?
Pay us what you owe us.
All right. Pay us what you owe us. That presumes that they are owed something that they have not been paid, right? Given, right? Pay us what you owe us. Now, they play for a league that has never made a penny of profit in 30 years.
Yeah.
And lost $40 million last year. They are subsidized already by the NBA.
Right.
What they're saying is they deserve the same pay as NBA players. Okay. It seems silly to have to go through this. And this is not about men and women. This is about supply and demand. This is about economics. That's all this is about. Has nothing to do with anything else. The NBA generates over $10 billion annually. 10. From TV rights, sponsorships, ticket sales, merchandise. The WNBA earns approximately $200 million.
Quite a
which is
quite a difference.
2%,
Yeah.
or 1/50th of what the NBA generates. Okay. Attendance. NBA average attendance per game, about 18,000 fans, NBA. And the viewership is in the millions. The NBA Finals, I found, attracted 10 plus million viewers per game.
Wow.
10 million per game. WNBA average attendance is 6,000 to 7,000 per game. And TV ratings are way down. Most games, fewer than 1 million viewers. Yeah, salaries come from fan engagement, advertiser interest. Lower viewership means lower media rights deals and lower sponsorship deals. Okay? So we're talking about, again, this is not about men and women. This is about the way things are.
It's just the way it is.
You have A and you have B. That's all we're talking about. A, kicking. B, not. Media rights and sponsorship. The deal, this is amazing. The deal that the NBA has, this upcoming deal, will exceed $75 billion. The WNBA deals $60 million. So networks,
Yikes,
networks and sponsors, they don't pay based on gender parity.
No.
That they pay based on audience size.
Well, that's true for
everything. But when you have something, and sometimes it's race that is used, and sometimes in this case it is gender that is used, you have this idea that, well, let's see them deny us. Like we're really tall suffragettes.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, and all of those, the difference in size and audience and the difference in size in viewership, all of it doesn't mean that it's going to be like that forever.
No, it doesn't. But you said you got to walk before you run.
Yeah.
Profitability. Many WNBA teams lose money every year. There are only 13 teams.
Yeah.
The NBA has 30. There are 13 WNBA teams. Again, it's been going on for 30 years. WNBA teams, and many of them don't make a penny in profit. Overall, the league doesn't make any money, has never made any money. The NBA subsidizes the WNBA just to keep it operational. The $40 million they lost last year was given to them by the NBA. So who owes who what?
Those may be a bad choice of words, for the T-shirts. If that was the point you wanted to get across, maybe there might have been a better way to say that.
Supply and demand. Salaries reflect market demand. That has nothing to do with basketball. That is about everything. if you're a headhunter, if you're a corporate exec, if you're applying for the job as the new CEO of Astrologer, there's an opening. I don't know if you noticed that, but it has to do with market demand, not effort or talent alone. It's more than that. Even though WNBA athletes are great at what they do in their field, they are great.
Yeah.
Consumer demand determines revenue, and revenue determines pay. That's just the way it is. It's economics. It is amoral. It is amoral. It doesn't have morals. It's math. Paying WNBA players NBA level salaries without a revenue to sustain it would bankrupt the league. There is no way they could.
No.
The league makes 2%.
And then where are you?
No, they're right. Okay. Final thing. Equal pay does not equal salary. Different. Equal pay in sports means equal percentage of revenue share, not matching dollar amounts. Now, let me just say this. This is where I started by saying I believe WNBA players should be paid more, and I do, because their current contract says that they are paid 25% of league revenues, and the boys at the NBA have negotiated over the years that is going to be not 25%, but 50%.
Right.
So you want equal pay? I think it's great. I think of the $200 million or whatever it is that the league makes, I think it should be 50% of revenues, not 25. But that would still, at the most, double the WNBA players' salaries.
Right.
Some would be more because some players are worth more, and that should be the way it is. Not everybody should get the same. Let me say it a different way. Not everybody should get the same. Not players inside the WNBA. Not NBA players relative to WNBA players. Not everybody should be paid the same. Players inside the WNBA. Here's the thing. If WNBA players understand that inside the WNBA, not every player will be paid the same, then why can't they understand that outside the WNBA, you can't compare the WNBA to the NBA? Because just like the players inside the WNBA are, for whatever reason, being paid more if they are more valuable, in the same way, that is the case for the league. The WNBA is not at the same status of the NBA.
Or say the same value. Maybe the same value. Yeah.
They don't generate money. They cost money.
Yeah.
And the other thing is this, or two things. When you have a lot of these WNBA players and you have female athletes who refuse to stand against trans in girls' sports in high school, that makes absolutely no sense. The only way you have what you have is because men are not competing against you in that thing.
Well, that's one way to keep men out of women's sports at this level, at least. They don't want to take a pay cut.
But you're going to destroy women's sports.
Oh, yeah.
You destroy it when you... So I don't understand that. The other thing is, if you want to talk about girl power, say girl power, women power, whatever, and you talk about all that, and you talk about how great it is and what we can do, and we don't need you guys, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. Go. But then when you come back with your handout for your monthly allowance, for the groceries, for the whatever, you diminish your great accomplishment. You're out there doing this thing, but you're saying, I need half of whatever you get. That's what U.S. women's soccer gets. U.S. women's soccer craps out maybe early in a competition, and men's soccer keeps going, so they make more money. They have to split it. It's like they're married to the players, and here, honey, here's your cut. I don't think it's right economically.
Yeah.
But I also think it's really bad. It's bad for women. If you want to feel good about your accomplishment, it can't be that it came only because someone handed it to you. They gave you the opportunity, and because you're so good, you went and achieved great things.
You want to have earned it, right?
Well, you have to, if you're going to have self-esteem about it. If you're just trying to, get money because you're a girl, that's not fair. Give me some. You have it. Give me some money. That's wrong. And the whole WNBA thing. Look, I'm not whining about the WNBA. If they want to have games that have 6,000 people watching in the stands, have them. They want to add, another another team next year and another team the next year. That's great. Add teams. I want girls that are in high school to play ball,
Sure.
not against boys. I want girls in college to play ball, not against boys. I want girls then to go on to play in the WNBA and make whatever is the sustainable amount they can make if there is a market for what they do. If there is not, maybe you should do something else. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, the guys that play cricket do not make what the guys that play baseball make.
Right.
They don't, and they're not going to. There's a reason for that. It's the same thing.
The baseball players play so many more games than the football players. Shouldn't they make more money?
156.
They spend so much more time playing. Of course not. That doesn't make sense.
It's all about what you can generate is what the market will bear. It is what it is, and it is exactly what it should be. And I don't think women in the WNBA should get anything more than the same kind of deal that the NBA players have, which is 50% of revenues will go to salaries of the players. Now, ladies, let's get busy doing more of what is going to get more people to come see your sport and get better TV deals and get better sponsorship deals and get better players that will come into your sport from college. That's the way you grow it. You don't grow it by demanding what you have not earned. You grow it by deserving more. And when you deserve more, you earn more. It's really pretty simple. Oh, it's time for Scattershoot.
Ooh, let's go.
Wilder Show Scattershoot. It's like, I'll tell you what it's like. It's like a piñata. And you hit it, you have no idea which candy's going to fall out.
That's pretty good. As long as it's candy. I mean,
yeah, so
I
it's
say
not real,
that.
it's not meat potatoes. Sometimes it is, but it's sometimes it's the candy.
Yeah.
It's the purple section.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're happy that you're here. And this is Wilder Show Scattershoot.
You know, I think this actually is a little newsier.
Okay.
The third generation owner of In-N-Out, Lindsay Snyder.
The hamburger place?
Yeah. They're California based for all these years. It was started in California by Lindsay Snyder's grandparents decades and decades ago, and she's moving. They're going to leave a little bit of the footprint in California, but she is moving her family and major operations to Tennessee.
Interesting. Did it just say where in Tennessee? I bet it's Brentwood or it's going to be Franklin or someplace like that.
Franklin.
I told you.
Franklin.
I'm telling you, man.
I thought I'd seen it in here.
I'm telling you, Franklin, that old Franklin where we went to 100 years ago is gone.
Yeah.
It is no more. It is like the Frisco of Nashville. It's just blown up.
Well, the new headquarters will open there in 2026, phasing out the Irvine headquarters by 2030. She said it's just too hard to do business in California and too hard to raise a family in California.
I hear you, sister.
So she's heading out.
Good for her. Good. That's good. And the old her folks and I guess grand folks. They might not have done that, so good for her.
Yeah,
she's saying, "Hey, we're moving out, man."
Well, and
it was a different place then. It was a different California.
Yeah, it might. That's exactly right. It might not have been that way for her grandparents all
true.
those years ago.
Yep.
So yeah, they don't. There are not In-N-Outs all over the country. And
That's
she
true.
said there are places that she has no desire to be right now. That might change in the future, but they're not really in the Northeast. So there were, plenty of places that she would not have moved the headquarters
sure.
to.
Yeah, I got
but Franklin, Tennessee makes sense.
Makes sense. Can I give you probably an unpopular opinion?
Sure.
A little hot.
A hot take?
Yeah, I'll give you a hot take. In-N-Out burgers. Overrated.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. And it's not just the Texan in me, not the Texan in me saying, "Oh, it's all
Whataburger's
about."
better.
No, I do like Whataburger. I like Whataburger quite a bit. But I just I think it's part of the whole Trader Joe thing. And Trader is Joe or Joe's? Is it two?
Well, it's Trader.
It's
It's no
apostrophe.
apostrophe.
It's possessive. Okay, so that belongs to Trader Joe.
Yes.
The building. Okay, so Trader Joe and all the things
whole
in
business,
it. The whole So Trader Joe's. Everybody's like, "Oh, we got to get a Trader Joe's. We got to have Trader. Oh, we got to get In-N-Out." And then first couple of days, everything's lined up around the block, and it's like, okay. I mean, yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's burger and fries.
You
and,
just it becomes part of the landscape. It's kind of like a Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
when you get,
That's
we had
true.
a Krispy Kreme here,
The
and the
light
lines
goes
were
on
like
and-
4 deep around the
Oof.
building, and now you can hardly find one. I think a lot of it too is, people who were here, living here from California. It was a
Right.
part of their childhood or something that
That's
they
true,
really
yeah.
missed, so they get really excited about it. I don't have the burgers.
nostalgic.
Okay, I never really loved the fries though.
Well,
I
what's her name? The leader of the pack there? Leader of the,
Lindsay Snyder.
all right, Lindsay, listen up. Beef tallow.
I knew you were going to say that.
Beef tallow. It's Steak and Shake. They're already doing it again. And it is the thing. I mean, I've said this before, but all these, remember the old ads about McDonald's, and the dad would go get the whole thing of McDonald's, and then the fries would be empty by the time he got home.
You had to get 2 orders.
That's right.
So that there would be an order
That's
left
right.
when you got home.
Because the fries were so stinking good.
Yeah.
Beef tallow.
Yeah.
They stopped using beef tallow. They say, what is beef tallow? It's beef fat. That's
Yeah.
all it is. But instead of using like seed oil and all this kind of stuff, they moved toward because they thought this was a much healthier way to go. It turns out it's not. By the way, healthier or not, attention, you're eating fries. So it's kind of on you. Could you make this thing that I shouldn't be eating just a little bit more? No, there's no need. Beef tallow is the way to go.
A little less terrible
That's
for
right.
me.
Beef tallow is the way to go. And I'm telling you, it is the thing. When you taste fries that are in beef tallow, you're going to say, McDonald's, early 90s, these are the fries.
The fries of my youth.
The fries of my youth. French fry boy. French fry guy.
I had sort of my own version of this nostalgia thing.
Go.
In the 80s, I think, maybe in the mid
Go
80s.
ahead.
Do you remember? This was before I knew you, or early 80s maybe. White Castle.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a White Castle
Yeah.
move in anywhere near you?
I think we did. And the only thing is, and this will sound crazy because this is the thing that most people love about it. I like the little bite size-ish. That's nice.
We called those sliders.
Okay,
They were
sure.
sliders before, and my mom grew up with those. My aunt, they used to tell
But
stories.
4 at a time or 6 at a time or something like that?
Oh, I mean, as a kid, I could eat 4 of them.
No, but I
they
mean,
were
you buy,
little.
I think you buy. I know, but I think you buy them by the 4s or
Maybe.
something like that. Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
It's in a box or whatever. Well, they're a little oniony for me, and I
They-
know that. I
well,
know
you
that's,
can get them without the onions.
Oh, can you really? Okay.
Yeah. But
I
yeah,
didn't
they
know
were
that.
the little chopped
Yeah,
grilled
yeah,
onions. But
yeah,
that figures
inside the thing.
into my story.
okay.
What do you mean inside the thing?
Well, I mean, wasn't it true that they were part of the meat, or was it on top?
No, it was on
really?
top.
Okay,
There were a
I'm
lot of them.
misremembering. Go ahead.
My mom and my aunt shared a bedroom growing up. And when my aunt got one of her first jobs as a teenager at White Castle, my mom would complain because she would come in late at night and she smelled terrible. She smelled like fried onions.
That's right.
That's still
That's
part
right.
of our
That's
family
funny. That's
lore
funny. That's
centered
funny.
on the White Castle.
And you can get those in the store now, can't you? White Castle. And they're frozen.
I
It's
don't know
not
if
the
you
same.
can anymore. For
Okay.
a while you could. I haven't shopped for that in a while. Maybe those still are available there.
Man, it was so weird to see. Remember Malcolm Jamal Warner?
I do.
A
Cosby kid.
Yeah,
Theo.
he died yesterday, or it was announced yesterday. 54, the first.
What a shock.
I'd say first Cosby kid to pass, but yeah, what was the deal there?
He drowned.
my
Accidental drowning
goodness.
while on a family trip. He was in Costa Rica with his wife. Well, he has a wife and daughter. I don't know who was on the trip. They called it a family trip. Yeah, we might. I'm sure
my
we'll
goodness.
know. We'll probably know more than we ever would have wanted to know very soon. But yeah, very sad.
Gosh.
More showbiz news. Not as sad as that. But you, Stephen Colbert fan?
Stephen Colbert. I'm a fan of Stephen Colbert, the person.
Yeah.
And I liked what he did before. The
Colbert Report?
Yeah, the Colbert Report. I thought that was really funny.
It was clever.
And it was interestingly done. It was sort of mocking, in a way, a position that he doesn't hold personally.
Yes.
But I thought it was done in a way that was entertaining. And even in sort of making fun of it, it sort of did share some of the truth that maybe would not have been shared otherwise. Even though, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to say it like it was really true. But if he's saying something that is true, but he's trying to make fun of it, at least the truth got out. It's a long way of answering your question. I like
okay.
him. I like him a little bit. I tell you, the best thing I've ever seen him in or do was an interview with Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
Talking about loss. And didn't he lose his mom and his sibling?
No, he lost his dad and I think 2 of his brothers in a plane crash. When the brothers, I think Colbert is maybe the youngest of many children. There might have been 8 kids
big
in the
Catholic family.
Yeah, and I think the dad and maybe the 2 oldest brothers were killed in a plane crash.
Man, if you can look that up, there is, man, it is worth the watch. When Anderson Cooper is talking to him, Anderson Cooper is breaking up because he's reading some of the things that Colbert wrote about the loss of his family members. And then he asks him about it. And Colbert is just, it is so touching.
It is.
It is. I mean, forget about everything else. You think about, well, he's this, he's an idiot, or whatever you think. But, you know, when you're talking about somebody's loss, a family loss, and they're being real, that is really interesting to see. But, of course, he lost his gig. And
CBS has cut him loose. He has 10 more months left, I think, on his contract. They will not renew his contract. And there are all kinds of, people supposing it might be because of this, it might be because of that, but it's more than that. They are ending the Late Show.
Going away.
The Late Show that has been in that time slot on CBS for, by the time this ends, 30 years, because Letterman did it for about 20 years.
Right.
And man, I still remember the first night of that show and the ghost of Ed Sullivan in the Ed Sullivan Theater introducing Ladies and Gentlemen, David Letterman, pieced together by little bits of Ed Sullivan
before AI.
Before AI.
Right.
Man, look at all the work they went through for that. But yeah, so it really speaks more to whatever is going on with Colbert and Paramount and all of those things than it does to just the changing landscape of late night television. I used to live, well, it might be a little strong a word. I was going to say I used to live for those shows, but I knew who was going to be on. I knew who was going to be on Conan. I knew who was going to be on Jimmy Fallon. I knew who everybody was going to be. And if I wasn't going to watch it, I was at least going to record it and see it the next day. Now I don't follow those shows at all. I might see a little post of someone that they had on social media, but I don't watch them at all. And I think it's because the changing landscape of late night television. I think I was talking about how my habits have changed. It's not that I'm any less interested in those kinds of things, but I'm able to get those things in other places.
That's
I
true.
get them from podcasts. I see it on social media. I can find the same kind of information that I used to get from those shows. And one of the things that I read about Colbert leaving is that, or being asked to not come back, that it's bad news for late night television. This might be sort of the way it's going to go in the future, but it's not bad news for Stephen Colbert.
Doesn't have to be, right?
Talked about how Conan O'Brien was basically made a folk hero after he was cut loose so unceremoniously from NBC, and Letterman had his best ratings ever when he didn't get the Tonight Show, when he was there was so much conjecture that he would, and Jay Leno got it instead of him. That, Stephen Colbert is going to be fine, whether you like him or not. He's smart. He's talented. He'll have a podcast. He'll do something, and he will be just fine.
Yeah. And one point about that is maybe not as much at the time when that happened to Conan O'Brien. There were plenty of talk shows then, but certainly back in the David Letterman days. I mean, when he lost that gig, there were only like 3 or 4 going on at that time.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So he was able to go to a different place and have really great ratings at this new place because the pie was only sliced into 4 pieces or 3 pieces. And I'm not sure it's going to be the same for Stephen Colbert, although we live in a world these days where you get a podcast. I mean, I'm told podcasts can make a lot of money. And he probably will. And that'll be you podcast. You do a video podcast, and you got your own thing.
You've got
you
your own
control it all,
long
do it all,
form.
do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Your podcast can last 5 hours and 4 minutes.
Who would do that?
I don't know. Not me. I'm sticking about an hour. I'm kind of out at that point. But you're probably right. He'll probably be more than fine.
Yeah. I, for one, do not need any more reasons to appreciate my dog or dogs in general.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But it turns out there is another reason,
what
a
is that?
new reason to appreciate our dogs. It turns out they might be able to detect Parkinson's disease.
I've heard things like this before where dogs can, I always thought they were sniffing your hand to decide whether to bite you. They may be checking you out to see if you have some disease.
Yes,
they can tell from their smell.
They can. There are already
way.
dogs that can be support dogs that are diabetic dog owners have, because the dog can sniff the differences in your blood sugar.
They know from just smelling.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Well, now it turns out Parkinson's disease is the next thing on the list that dogs can. It is actually sniffing out. But it's even more, it's interesting for a couple of different reasons. Parkinson's disease hits different people differently, different symptoms, different progression rates. It's hard for doctors to diagnose accurately, especially in women. More than a quarter of women reported that they were misdiagnosed with a different condition before they received the correct Parkinson's diagnosis. That can have an effect on how you're treated and how the disease, progresses after that. There's no single definitive test to identify the disease.
Is that right?
That's right. So one of the things, though, that is the same is that there is a gland secretion that reveals a link to Parkinson's disease, and a dog could smell it. That's what these researchers found. They said a dog's sense of smell is at least 100,000 times better than a human's.
You're kidding.
And like I mentioned, dogs for years have been helping diabetes patients keep an eye on their glucose or a nose on their glucose levels. For years and years. Dogs, you mentioned, can already detect several different types of cancer. The results exceeded expectations. There were 23 dogs that they tested. They were 89% sensitive, 87% specific to the distinction between Parkinson's disease positive and Parkinson's disease negative human donor samples. So researchers found a way to train dogs to sniff out Parkinson's disease in the way they are already sniffing out certain types of cancers and blood sugar problems too. So it took very little training. I mean, over the course of 6 to 8 months, 3 to 4 days a week, they trained the dogs to do this, and then they wound up doing it with greater than 90% accuracy in the cases that they tested.
Yay.
They really are our best friends.
Okay, that is Wilder Show Scattershoot and the Wilder Show podcast. Find us on Instagram. You will search Wilder Show Pod, and you'll find it. You'll like it. You'll share it with your friends. If you want to send us email, and remember, if you want that information that we told you earlier, if you want me to send it to you, just send a request to, or any email to, podcast@wildershow.com. The Wilder Show podcast drops Tuesdays and Fridays, 6 a.m. Central Time on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Amazon, and YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. So, like, rate, follow, subscribe, and share. Lauren, thank you.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you next time.
Da 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 da